All right, here we are this morning with the 1992 Steyr Daimler Puch 230GE. I thought I'd do a quick walk around here. It might be a little loud with trucks and whatnot going by on the road right out in front of us, but I want to show you some of the fun little features of this vehicle, and we'll just do a little walk around here. I'm in a little bit of dappled light here in the shade in the sun, but you've seen a bazillion pictures of this truck out on the field during the golden hour a couple weeks ago. It's been about 7 weeks, I think, since I submitted the car to bring a trailer, and it finally made it onto the site. Here's our jerry can, and I'll open up the back for you. Somebody asked how many people can sit back here. I guess it depends. It depends how big the people are. I would say easily 3 on each side. And you saw how they fold up. The front one can fold up by itself, and then the back really 3/4. You've got your trailer hitch and hookups, and their cables for the electric for a trailer hanging up inside. But it's one of the neat little features, I think, and you see a lot of stuff on here that is right off of a 1970s Mercedes or 80s, a W123 sedan or something. This little knob, you see that in a lot of old Mercedes. This is a little, so here's our driver's seat. It's a little storage compartment. It's kind of cool. This switch right here is a kill switch. So when it's in this position, all electric is off. So when I had it parked for more than a month waiting for the auction to go live, I just flipped it over there. It turns all the electric off. And then when you're ready to go, you just flip it down and everything reconnects. We do have an ashtray here. There's no lighter, but any good Swiss soldier would have a lighter with him, I suppose. And again, here is, all sort of old Mercedes parts bin stuff. That's the same switch you see on Mercedes, from the early 70s, really, if you're looking at the wipers. These wipers certainly work. I actually was caught out in the rain in this car one day. This is more just sort of parts bin Mercedes stuff. Same with the window winder. Same with the pedal covers, it looks to me. Closes like any good G-Wagon should. We put brand new mirrors on this truck on both sides. So here's our spot where there was a dent right here, and I'll post a picture of what this looked like before it was sort of repaired here, but there was no filler used, despite what it says in the bring a trailer description. There's no filler. This is really heavy gauge steel, and the owner, my consignment customer, just sort of pounded on it, heated it up with a torch, welded in a little bit of material, and chose not to paint it, didn't want to cover it over. Didn't want to hide anything, and it isn't a whole lot to hide. One could probably work on that a little bit, and if you wanted to paint it olive drab, you certainly could. But that's what you've got there. He also put on a new mud flap. You can have a look inside the passenger side. This is kind of cool. I'm going to flip the passenger seat forward. So it goes all the way forward like that. focus here. There we go. And then you've got, these are cables, electrical cables for the trailer that I guess the Swiss Army used to pull or could pull. Here's the neck for the jerry can. There's the fording thing that I put on the front to show you the pictures of that. This looks like a water bag to me. Maybe it's a trash can for the cab, but I think it's probably a water bag. And then this is what's so cool, this toolbox. And the Germans are just so, this top comes all the way off. So let's just pull that off. This is where the tools are, the grease gun, those various accessories. And I think it's just so cool that you've got this toolbox in the cab, but it's clear that they would take the tops off of these and they'd be out in the elements. And if water got in here, they actually have a little drain here that goes out the bottom. So your little toolbox with tools and things, if you go through a lot of water, it doesn't just stay full of water. So that's just one of those little details that I think is pretty cool, that German engineers often think of stuff like that. You saw the gun rack. This piece right here, as you saw in the photos, can swing up, and there's a little Velcro piece right about there to keep that up if you'd like to have a pass through. But it's those little details that I think really make this one. And again, here you've got another Mercedes parts bin knob on the glove box here. And you've also got the old school light. This is pretty much the kind of light you'd have in a 190 SL or a Ponton sedan. You open it up and it turns on. And I think I took, yeah, that light even works. So if you've got your map out during night maneuvers, you can just put that right open. Then you've got your transmission selector, your lockout for the differential, parking brake, all the good stuff down there. And I think when they're readying these for surplus sale, they just grab a can of paint from the motor pool and a brush, and they touch up whatever little chip there might be so it doesn't oxidize or rust. And you can see they hit the brush pretty hard for just that little chip right in the middle, but they do that so there's no way for rust to begin on any little paint chip. And it's a matte olive drab color, exactly what you'd expect to see on a military vehicle. And I think the thing that you see on top right above the cabin, the passenger, the driver's compartment, I think that's a spot where an orange light, like a siren light, could be affixed. That's what I believe. I've seen these in Switzerland on the road in convoy, and they usually have orange lights on just because of the weight. So that's our 1992 G-Wagen. Let me know if you've got any questions in the comments, or if you'd like any additional detailed photos or videos.